Martin looking. Here's Clark. She fires and goes! She hits!
5 months, that is how long everyone waited after Caitlin Clark's second season ended with injuries, and the same question kept coming back: is she still the record-breaking rookie? And can she return after a break that long and look even better? The answer showed up fast at Team USA camp. Less than 2 days was enough, even with the note that she may miss at least 2 weeks because of a left quad strength issue. And even though an earlier preseason issue was not connected, she did not just come back. She took over deep three, sharp passes, and instant chemistry that surprised the staff made one thing clear: the future of USA basketball, and maybe the whole sport, is pointing at her. This is the comeback that erased doubt, flipped the story, and set up 2026 like nothing else. To get why it mattered, you have to remember what she did as a rookie of the year, first team all WNBA, 62 records in one season, rare triple doubles and shots that turned arenas loud. She put up about 16.5 points and nearly 9 assists a night and made the Indiana Fever must-watch TV ratings jumped, attendance jumped, and the league felt different when she played. She was not just a star, she became the main event. Then year 2 started, and it broke down. A preseason quad problem was the first warning. She tried to push through, but the injury changed how she moved, and that stress spread. New problems showed up before the old ones healed. She said it felt like things got better, then kept stacking and getting worse. The result was brutal. She played only 13 games all year, and a groin injury finally shut her down completely. And while she watched from the sideline, people started asking if this was the start of a long injury run, and if she would ever be the same. She later said, "Being hurt feels lonely, and you do not understand it until you live it." All she could do was rehab, wait, and hope the game would still feel like hers when she returned. Walking into Team USA camp was not a simple return. It was the hardest place to prove yourself. Every coach was judging for the 2026 World Cup and the 2028 Olympic build. Every drill, every rep, every possession mattered, and everyone there knew nothing was guaranteed. It was a short audition where a few days could lift you or hurt you, and Clark arrived after 5 months away and after a season where her body kept failing her. She admitted she was nervous, and that made sense. The last memory many had was her leaving the court hurt again, but once she started warming up, the nerves faded. She said the moment the ball was in her hands, she felt comfortable. And now everyone watching wanted the same answer: is Caitlin Clark still Caitlin Clark? She said she was 100% healthy before practice, and talk does not mean much in pro sports, so the only proof was play, and she gave it immediately. Her shots dropped clean, her passes hit targets on time, and her reading of the floor looked even sharper. But what stood out most was the burst, the speed, the ability to change pace and get separation, the exact thing injuries took from her in year 2. Analysts had said the first step was not there last season, and defenders could stay with her. Now that problem was gone. At camp, the speed was fully back, and day 2 had a moment that made people lock in. She took a handoff from Aaliyah Boston near the top, turned the corner fast, got downhill before the defense could react, and hit Jackie Young for an easy finish. The assist was nice, but the real message was her movement. She looked like the rookie who stressed defenses every night, maybe quicker. The day 1 step back 3 already announced she was not rusty. The footwork was tight, the release was smooth, and the shot fell like she never left. But it was the mix of shooting plus speed that changed the room, because it did not look like a player who simply healed. It looked like someone who got better. The rest let her body reset. Rehab built up weak areas, and the frustration of watching from the outside turned into fuel. Then came the part you cannot teach. Chemistry usually takes weeks. Guards and bigs need time to learn timing and spots and how passes should arrive early. Camp is normally messy, and mistakes are normal. Clark and Boston skipped all of that because they already had a full season together with the Fever. Clark pushed tempo off rebounds, found Boston running sealed inside, and threaded passes through traffic at perfect angles. There was a practice play where Clark hit Boston on a cut with a pass that arrived exactly when and where it had to, and both of them smiled because they knew what it showed. This was not new teamwork, it was a duo already connected, and it spread beyond Boston to Clark. Also found Jackie Young on cuts in stride, and that easy link suggested a backcourt pairing that could last years. Teammates started cutting harder and screening with more purpose because they trusted Clark to find them, and that changed the whole camp feel. In less than 48 hours, she separated herself so clearly that the point guard debate basically ended. Other guards looked like they were fighting for backup minutes while others tried to shine alone. Clark did the opposite. She made the group look better, and that stood out even more in a setting where everyone is trying to earn a spot. She talked nonstop, called actions, pointed out screens, and directed movement, and players followed her pace and rotations. Younger players leaned toward her because the energy and IQ were obvious. Sue Bird watched and said she looked great, and when the managing director and one of the greatest point guards ever says that people listen, Bird also said her rhythm was back after months away. And that praise signaled what everyone felt. The coach's reaction showed it too: smiles on big plays, nods on smart reads, and after practice Coach Lawson basically confirmed it. She had not missed a step after 5 months away. She looked like the record-breaking rookie again, and Maybe better, and that made the bigger meaning clear. This camp was not only about one roster, it was USA Basketball leaning into a new cycle with Clark at the center. Germany 2026 and Los Angeles 2028 are the next big targets, and the plan looks built around her. She talked about dreaming of the senior team since U16 and said this is the start of a new Olympic cycle. Now the pressure will be huge, and every game will be judged against the standard she created. But after seeing how she moved, how she passed, and how she led, it looked like the shift is complete from injured second-year player to the foundation of Team USA next era. She said her main goal was to smile and have fun, and the joy showed because she had her body back, her game back, and her confidence back. And the big takeaway is simple: she did not just make a return, she made USA Basketball lock the future around her for the next several years and maybe longer. The picture of what comes next is already forming. Clark running point, pushing tempo, and creating shots other guards cannot create. Jackie Young beside her as a two-way partner who can score and defend and benefit from perfect setup passes. Kalia Copper on the wing bringing scoring and toughness. Dearica Hamby as a flexible four with size, rebounding and shooting, and Aaliyah Boston anchoring the paint with the kind of guard-center chemistry that breaks defenses. The challenge for Team USA is always how to blend young talent into a program built on gold medals, and most teams take years to manage roles, trust, and leadership, but Clark makes that transition easier because she brings star-level skill and real leadership. Even while hurt, she stayed involved with the Fever, stayed positive, studied film, and prepared, and at only 23 she already carries herself like a leader. The best part is the overlap with Indiana because Boston is with her in both places, and every WNBA game they play together builds the same connection Team USA will use later. This camp turned 5 months of doubt into a reset point. The questions changed from is she still hurt to how far can she take this team and who can keep up with the level she is setting, because the Caitlin Clark era is not coming, it is already here to disappear in pro basketball. And that is exactly what happened to Caitlin Clark after her second season collapsed because of injuries for months. Fans and critics asked the same thing: is she still the same record-breaking rookie, or was that first year a one-time peak? Then the answer showed up fast at Team USA camp. In less than 48 hours she looked like herself again: sharp shots, quick reads, and passes that hit teammates right on time. Even with talk around her left quad issue and missing time, she did not look scared or careful, she looked in control. And this comeback changed the story right away because it was not only about returning, it was about proving she can come back stronger and be the face of the next USA Basketball era. To understand why this mattered, you have to remember what she already survived. Her rookie season was huge. She broke a pile of records, put up rare triple-doubles, and hit deep shots that made arenas explode. She averaged around 16.5 points and close to 9 assists and turned the Indiana Fever into must-watch games. When she played, ratings jumped, seats filled up, and the whole league felt louder around her. Then her second season started, and everything went wrong. It began with a preseason quad problem. She tried to play through it, but one injury changed how she moved, and that stress kept spreading. More issues showed up before the old ones healed, and soon she could not stay on the floor. She played only 13 games, and a groin injury ended the season, and while she sat out, people started asking if injuries would define her career. That is why walking into Team USA camp was not just another workout, it was a pressure test. Every coach was judging players for the 2026 World Cup and the 2028 Olympics, and every drill was like an audition. And Clark arrived after 5 months away, and after a season where her body kept failing her. She admitted she felt nervous, and that makes sense. The last time many saw her, she was leaving another game hurt. But she said once she touched the ball during warm-ups, she felt comfortable again, and then she said she was 100% healthy, and this time she backed it up. Her shot looked clean, her passing looked even smarter, and the biggest difference was her burst. The first step, the speed that injuries took from her in year 2, was suddenly back. Then came the plays that made everyone stop and stare. On day 2, she took a handoff from Aaliyah Boston, turned the corner fast, got downhill before the defense could even set, and hit Jackie Young for an easy basket. The pass was nice, but the real message was how fast she created the opening. She also hit a crisp step-back 3 that looked like classic Clark, no hesitation, no rust, and what stood out was the mix of shooting and speed, because it did not look like a player who just healed, it looked like a player who improved, and the chemistry was the bonus. Most camps need weeks to build timing, but Clark and Boston skipped that because of their season with Indiana. She pushed tempo, found Boston early, threaded passes through traffic, and made it look simple. And that trust spread to others too, as players started cutting harder because they believed she would find them. Within 2 days she separated herself so clearly that the point guard conversation felt over while others tried to shine alone. Clark made everyone look better. She talked on defense, directed movement, and set the tone, and when Sue Bird praised her and said she looked great, that told everyone the program sees her as the future. And after practice the coaches sounded like they had already made up their minds. This camp was not only about one roster, it was the start of a new cycle with Clark at the Center, and you can already picture what comes next. Clark running point, Jackie Young beside her wings who can score and defend, and Aaliyah Boston anchoring the paint with that guard-center connection. The big question now is not if she is back, the question is how far she can take Team USA in 2026 and 2028, and who is ready to keep up with the level she just brought back in a hurry.